Hi, welcome. This is a segment called the Venus Dream Divining Hour. I'm going to be doing some tarot readings for all of the astrological signs this evening. This evening's segment is called Paying Attention to the Red Flags. Throughout this week, I have been noticing a lot of energies of fluctuation. And something that has come in this evening is one of paying attention to this. So I'm going to wait a few moments to see if some people want to come in and join us. And if not, we'll just continue to read and you guys can catch the video a little later. So I'll just shuffle for a little bit, prepare some energy for you. Okay, so I'm going to begin a reading this evening. Our readings, we're going to be talking about paying attention to the red flags. As I was saying earlier, I was sensing an energy of great fluctuation in the upcoming weeks. Not only have we been going through it, but it's even going to be a little bit more intense in the next couple of weeks. So I wanted to address this sort of lower vibrational energy that I feel is sort of hanging around and going to present itself for us. As I was pre-shuffling all the cards and just clearing them from all the older energies, I'll turn the music down a little bit. I don't know if that's bothering anybody. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah? So, a lot of the cards were coming out. I was sensing a lot of like hidden angers, unknown things, but things coming to light and things wanting to come into balance and justice. And so I'm going to address some of those things this evening within our readings to see how we can, when those energies are presented, thanks so much. When those energies are presented, what begins to happen here is we can either go down to that low vibration, or we can find the way that rises above that vibration. So we can, it's a way of deviating around some very problematical things. As this energy opens up with Jupiter and with this full moon that's just passed and now coming into pre-shadow Mercury retrograde, then we're going to have Halloween and Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of things going on in the planetary system that are affecting us. So we may not always see things as accurately as as we initially think. So I'm sensing that if we take some time and just explore, I'll go through each individual sign. I'll go as much as I can, get as much information as I can as to what is being presented to us during this time that we can avoid some extra drama with. That's basically what I'm sensing as a whole. And mainly to do with love life, personal relationships, that kind of thing, including money. I'm sensing that as well. If you guys know your Venus, Moon, and rising signs, those are extra additional videos that you guys can apply to other than just your, typical rising sign. Okay, so we're going to go into the energy for Aries. And just pay attention. Let's just see what the energies, the oracle cards want you to know, Aries, at this time. What do you need to pay attention to? What are some of the signs that are being brought forth for Aries right now? You know, I'm sort of sensing, oh, there's something a little bit hidden. Surrender to the flow is the card that has come out. Sorry if there's glare there, guys. That's a little bit better. I don't know. So, surrender to the flow. As I was shuffling, I was definitely sensing that there's been some resistance to the flow. I also feel like right now you're like, I don't care. I'm just going to go do what I want to do. And if luck happens to come my way, then that's what's going to happen. I'm feeling like this autumn is going to be extra long for you. When I see this, I see the ladybug on the autumn fall leaf. It makes me feel like a springtime thing and a fall time thing. So it may be an extra long fall or something coming to fruition for you if you maneuver things correctly by the springtime. It's another thing that I'm picking up there for you, Aries. So I'm going to use another deck of cards here. So if you're seeing ladybugs, and if you're seeing, you know, I don't want to say seeing leaves, but maybe there's something to do with nature and an unusually, you know, red leaf, or you do something with a leaf, like maybe you write on a leaf or you save a leaf from a specific time in nature. I feel like when you go out, I feel like you're a couple there, here, Aries, and you go out and there's like a leaf that you save as a momentum, possibly. So let's just see what this has to do with the red flags. King of Wands. The partner you're dealing with may be very forceful, or Aries, you may be feeling very forceful right now with your words. You may be wanting, rather than to go with the flow, you may want to naturally dominate the situation. So this is the sense of that I'm getting, what you must pay attention to, not to force things, but to in fact go with the flow. And the time period seems to be from this reading to whoever this is addressing at this time, the springtime, because it's fall time now. You know, October 19th, October 16th. So by the springtime, I feel like that's the time when you should be more forceful about something. Right now, I feel like it's just developing. Things are just developing, and the caution is, the red flag is to not push too forward too fast, too soon. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Good? Yeah? Okay, so Aries. Just want to pull in some animal spirit oracle advice. There's something here. I have two, but I'm going to take one. Chameleon spirit. Well, isn't that an interesting little tidbit of information for a red flag? So I am sensing someone around you that is obviously being the chameleon. So be cautious that the person around you is being true to their word. I feel like this person may sell you a lot of ideas, and nothing ever is tangible. So be cautious of the person that is doing that. The one that, whatever also mood that they're in, that's how they're going to address you. So they're expecting you to, I sort of am feeling a little narcissist behavior here, Aries. So watch out for that type of behavior. Now, you know, I also feel like this is something that these things, these red flags that I'm sensing, can be cultivated into something good. So it's sort of a boundary laying process. So if you're beginning a new relationship or wanting that, be cautious of those things up until now. I feel till spring is what the timeline is here. And those things will present to you where you're going to have to stand up for yourself and say, you know what? This is the way I look at things. And you know, be a little bit more forceful towards the springtime when you're addressing things. And it's almost like now's the time to sit back and observe rather than push your energy forward. That's what I'm sensing here for you, Aries. I'm going to pull out a few cards later in the collective after each sign that I work with. So I'm going to go into the energy of Taurus now. Sorry if I'm shaking the table, but I'm shuffling on the table. Sorry, guys, if it's all wiggly. I'll try to not be gentler and not do that. I hope everybody's doing well after the full moon energy. Have you guys felt a few highs and lows with the full moon dissipating, sort of going down into a slope now of energy, I feel? Not sure if everybody else is feeling that. Kind of like we can take a little bit of a pause. I was sensing some cautionary energy, so we are now working with Taurus, and we're going to see what red flags that Taurus needs to be cautious for at this time so that they can develop into their soul journey path on the soulmate journey. Change is unavoidable. It's quite a beautiful card. These cards are quite beautiful. They're the messenger cards. I'm not sure if you can see that without the glare. So, I'm sensing an energy of your Kundalini awakening, possibly like psychic visions coming forward at this time for you, Taurus, that are quite clear, very accurate information. I feel like your light around you is very protective. However, I feel like around Halloween, there's some transformational periods of when you see things really accurately, more accurately than what you've seen before. I feel like up until now, the wool's been sort of pulled over your eyes. You've been searching for something, you've had no proof, you've known something is off, but I feel like by Halloween it becomes crystal clear to what is what you're wanting to know. What your suspicions were, I feel are correct at this time, Taurus. So your protection of light around you, like your little circle of light around you, I feel is becoming very strong. I feel like there's been some solitary energy and some very transformational energy in light. And I feel like also Taurus meditations and dreaming. I feel like there's two groups of people here, okay? Two groups of Taurus. One group of Taurus is sleeping like the dead, like literally they don't remember dreams, nothing. There's another group of Taurus that is remembering all of their dreams. And so those people who are remembering all of their dreams, I feel like writing things down is extremely important for the creative process to open up. Pardon me. Sorry. The Knight of Swords. So, I've been sensing a little earlier that there was going to be a little bit of movement happening within your life, Taurus, and I'm feeling that there may be a sudden offer of moving. There may be a sudden offer of collaboration with another person. And I feel like this is a romantic situation. So either they're moving in with you, Taurus, or you're going to want to move in with them. One of the two is what I'm sensing. But there is movement around you. And also I feel movement around finances. I'm just sensing that I'm not really having much card to support that other than your Kundalini energy awakening to a great degree. There's a huge transformation coming for you. So what you don't know is that there is a change in your living circumstances. So I feel like attending to the little things, the little details that you have been neglecting, Taurus, that is important for you to pay attention to now as well. If you don't, I feel like things are going to be like a little bit more hectic for you that's coming in, because if you're prepared, what's coming in seems to be a little bit of a flow of abundance. I feel like that way is coming in. And I also feel like a relationship is becoming solidified. It's becoming solidified. So I just want to pull in the energy here for Taurus. Wow, quite a bit. Oh, you know what? There's a lot coming out here, Taurus. So it's going to take, well, 2 cards that flipped over. 3. So there was koi, squirrel, spirit. I'll take those into consideration, but this was the main one, skunk spirit, that popped out. So you may be dealing with some financial issues, and so koi wants you to know that there is always enough. There's always enough, and it works out. And I feel like you know that in essence, but just a little reminder. And like there's going to be creative process coming out for you at this time. You may even see squirrels, a lot of squirrels, and doing unusual things. I feel like they're doing unusual things around you, so you really notice them, or they're unusual colors, or you just haven't noticed so many squirrels around you as this time. So that's one message. So skunk, know your worth. Skunk medicine is quite powerful, in fact. So if there's an offer presented to you, my guides are telling me that don't rush into this. I feel like even though you want to rush into it, it may not be so wise. I feel like maybe you're connecting with someone from the past, but you have been doing a lot of personal growth right now. So it may impede some of that personal growth, but I also feel like you just watch that it doesn't happen too quickly, or on terms that you can manage. That's more the energy that I'm getting, terms that you can manage. So as your kundalini is rising, there may be times of fluctuating between really deep sleeps and then very like vivid dreams, that sort of thing, and then not remembering anything. So that's sort of what I feel going on there, Taurus, for you. And what to watch out for is I kind of feel like you must be awakened to the correct time of when to do things. So don't just rush in. Think things through, contemplate, have conversations that are important to have. Don't just think, oh, it's going to work out, everything's going to be fine, and that's it. I feel like that's not the way to go at this time. I feel like you may regret that kind of situation in 3 weeks from now, or a month from now, you know? Like it's too much too soon is what I'm sensing. Okay, so Gemini here. Let's go into what some of the red flags that can be avoided for you this time. Gemini. Oh. Seek your destiny. So you may have situations at this time, Gemini, where you are seeking some spiritual wisdom at this time. Oh, this cat is quite beautiful. So you may be seeing a lot of in between the veils. Like you may be seeing things out of the corner of your eye. You may be having very strong psychic intuition at this time, Gemini. You may have cats come around you, or you may be adopting a cat as well. It feels like this animal, this spirit animal, you maybe even have dreams about this animal. It's quite a beautiful card, actually. I feel like your third eye is awakening here. With the cat looking back, I feel like maybe you have understanding of why certain things, Gemini, have happened in the past that you're no longer willing to accept. You know when to cut things off, when not to. There may be, at this time, feelings of connections and with soulmate people that may not be so balanced for you. So let's go into what it is that you have to watch for. I don't want to say too much. I'm feeling some looming energies there, Gemini, in around you. There's some weight to this seeing, Gemini. Weight to seeing. That's what I'm hearing. There's a weight, like it feels heavy on you. 5 of Cups. So there may be some situations of where you're looking at some lost. Don't get lost in the past. Don't get lost into what you think you've lost in the past. There's another energy here of looking back to the past. Don't use your psychic power at this time to look past in the back. You may be calling forth someone from the past is what I'm sensing here. This is the red flag. Not continuously think about this person from the past, because by your melancholy, always feeling sorry for what you've lost, you're calling that person back in, and you really don't want that relationship is what I'm sensing, Gemini. You left it for a reason. I'm going to pull in some animal energy here. I'm definitely feeling that you may be calling somebody in from the past that is not the healthiest for you, but so you don't really want them back, but just by you thinking about them, you're calling them back. Do you understand what I'm saying there? But it sort of is in like a psychic sense. I'm feeling there's a psychic connection. That's sort of why I had a little difficulty tapping in. I'm like, what are they? Because you're not really communicating with this person, Gemini. You're not really doing anything, but you're just thinking about them a lot. So it's a psychic thought. That's what I'm feeling. Psychic thought coming to you. So you may notice around water. I'm not exactly sure what. This is strange, but they're showing me like in the summertime, you know, if you've ever walked, this is especially in the beaches of Toronto, this is like there's dead fish around the like around the sand along the shore. I feel like you may see that. That's a sign for you. Maybe you're out walking with this person or something, and there's that. I feel like there's dead and like not really like skeleton fish around. I'm seeing. So that may have meaning for somebody, Gemini. I just see one other thing here for Gemini. Butterfly spirit. So now is the time for transformation. So the red flag is to watch for looking in the past and wallowing in what has happened and to move forward at this time. So don't be afraid to shine, you know, the things that you do well, I feel, into, I'm sort of seeing like new relationships, new beginnings, celebrations. But I am seeing to watch out for things in the background, things that are hidden, thoughts about negative things, negative self-thoughts even. That's another thing I'm sensing as well, Gemini, to watch for at this time. All right, so we're going to move into Cancer. If you guys have a moment, if this is helpful for you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It kind of circulates this video for other people to see as well. All right. So Cancer, that was quite clear. Heed the messages. Well, we're trying, right, Cancer? So you may have, what I'm sensing here is that you may, Cancer, have had quite a few synchronicities, quite a few conversations. I even feel like texting conversations, Cancer, even personal conversations. And there's many things that you're uncomfortable with, but I feel like you're really trying. Like I almost feel like this is like people who are in committed relationship, Cancer. Not always, but possible this could be a past thing. You've always put your best foot forward to try within the relationship. You're not the kind of person to really mess around too much, but I feel like maybe at times there are some that do, of course, but I don't feel like that's what I'm addressing right now. I feel like this is someone you have serious connection with, Cancer, and they want you to just listen to the conversation. Maybe I'm also sensing, if you're unclear about something, you're confused about something, if you go back and you read maybe text messages, you may have a clearer understanding rather than just go off. Like as you read it, you may have misunderstood something, or you may misunderstand a text message. So in the next little while, like probably through Mercury retrograde, so the pre-shadow period as well. So there may be like 6-week period here where you may get some messages mixed up. So just watch that, double read everything, triple read everything, so you're not like just freaking out. So I'm sensing you could get like that sometimes. So look at that, the unknown. Like, how cryptic is this? What's going on here, Cancer? Heed the messages. I can't stop laughing. Heed the messages. Unknown. All right, unknown. Let's just see what's going on. All right. I do have a sense here, Cancer, that you don't know what your partner is trying to really say. You are getting kind of a little bit of a runaround, and you possibly could be sensing that there's something off in the messages, or something off with your partner, or like a little bit of separation, but you want to kind of pull them in, and you may have sort of a little conversation in your mind with your partner is what I'm sensing a lot of the time. So we have whale spirit. Trust the great mystery. So you're not supposed to know absolutely everything at this time here, Cancer. I feel like you just need to, as the messages come up, I'm also feeling like winged messengers, like birds, also are important. How you communicate. So whales communicate very well, obviously, with each other. So I feel like there's sort of a psychic connection with this. And I also feel an Atlantean connection. Oh, my goodness. Cards flying. I'm picking up with the whale spirit here, Cancer, that you maybe have psychic connection with your family. Your family may be very close to you. You're very nurturing over your family. Well, obviously you are, but Cancer, you typically are. However, there is something unknown that you are supposed to go through right now. I feel like I'm going to pull out some other cards later in the collective reading. It may have something to do with like a past lover as well. I'm sensing a lot of that for quite a few of you, but there's something hidden possibly about the person that you are seeing at this time. There may be messages that are hidden as well. So you may be seeing some messages that your partner's trying to hide from you. So there could be some infidelity happening. That's more like what my guides are trying to say at this point. So you may notice this around your family. Like maybe you have children or something, Cancer, possibly. I feel. And you may notice your partner. I also see that you're not always around your partner, but right now they're around a little bit. And so you may notice some messaging that you're uncomfortable with, and you don't know what's really happening. So you want to know what is going on, and that may be revealed to you in the next little while. I feel within the next 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, possibly, this could be happening for you. So I am sensing a caution to not fly off the handle, but to just be reasonable with what you're thinking. If you have some type of suspicion here, to be gentle with your partner and talk things out, because I feel like it can be worked out. And I do feel like there's going to be some miscommunication about some things, and reacting on Cancer's part. So just watch that, Cancer. I feel like that's your red flag, is to not overreact to when you see something off within your relationship. Okay, I'm not going to pull the same card out. So that must be for Cancer, because I was talking about Cancer. Literally the same card just popped out. Okay, a whole bunch flip over and one card pops out that we just had. Okay, we're going to move now into Leo. Oh, there's one. Popped over as soon as I said Leo. Know you belong. So there may be a sense here, Leo, that you may not be getting the recognition that you feel you deserve at this time. I do feel like you guys have been having quite a challenge. You have been doing quite a bit of transformation. I also see the cat energy. You have been seeing and stepping your energy, your psychic ability up. So with this connection within, we're always usually typically talking about soulmate connections here. So typically it's about, love relationships, but not always. It could be about family and about money. So this I'm sensing is a little bit about all of that here for you, Leo. And I'm also seeing like things have been a little lean for you, So make sure that you look after yourself, that you're getting enough rest, you're not worrying too much about finances. And when you do that, I feel then you're able to express things correctly. And I'm also sensing that you're seeing things correctly. There's something going on in and around you that has been hidden, but you've elevated yourself into an observant state and you didn't get involved. I feel like there's like some gossipy stuff around you. So maybe concerning your relationships and how you are within your relationships. So you're sort of seeing between four false friends for what they are. However, I'm also sensing kind compassion around you. So you don't judge it, but you're aware. You're aware. I want to see what, a little deeper in here for you, why you're having this experience of having a little bit extra psychic perception. The red flags, the Magician. Like I said, so here you are right now in your power, sitting in your power here, Leo. But I feel like you're seeing something, you're seeing through something here that has been false. You have been trying to unmask something for a while and figure the truth out about something here, Leo, and you have discovered that you know the truth now, and this other person can't hide from it. I feel like you've done some confronting as well. I also sense, Leo, that this has been a soulmate situation, and it has been a lesson for you to stand up to what you see, the truth of what you see, and don't let anybody manipulate you, because I also feel here that you're really heartfelt, Leo, I also feel like some of you have been getting a bad rap, like you're players, that kind of thing. And I'm not really sure why I'm sensing that, but it's like people are gossiping around you. There's been some gossip, and I feel like you've confronted it and put an end to it. And you're like, no, that's not okay. Whoops. We have the groundhog spirit, time to let go. I am feeling like there's going to be some people walking out of your life. And I feel like here, also I feel like the caution is, you may feel like, why is all the bad things happening to me? This is something that I feel like this is what the message is. Well, you need to be cautious of judgment. So allow things to happen, but you don't need to do anything. You just need to say it like it is what I'm saying, rather than retaliate. That's what the message is. Watch for that retaliation. I feel like it may burn something a little too much. The other person is not developed as you. This is what I'm going to say here, Leo. The person is not as developed as you. And they probably would never want to watch something like this anyways. So not that you can even show them and tell them this, but I am sensing that you are in you're patient and you're waiting and you are ready to let things go. So don't get sucked into that anymore, okay? Don't get sucked into that anger and judgment. That's what the caution is here for you this time, Leo. All right. So, hope everybody's enjoying their day after the Thanksgiving long weekend. I hope you had an easy Tuesday. Wasn't too rushed. I feel like people had kind of an easy week so far, Tuesday and Wednesday here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm sensing. We're going to move now into Virgo. So let's see what... whoop. Protect the wild and the green. So, Virgo, I am sensing here that, you know, I kind of get this feeling of like maybe a little overprotectiveness, like an overstance in what you may be facing the next little while. Because I'm also seeing, when I look at this card, I see the mask involved here. And I'm sensing, Virgo, that you may not be seeing things accurately. You don't have the full situation, and you may be cutting something off that could be beneficial to you. So the caution here, I feel, Virgo, is to not be so quick with your tongue, especially. And also don't just retreat and say nothing. That is also going to be harmful to you. I'm feeling greatly. It's a double-edged sword. No matter which way you go, you have to step forward in balance and protect. I feel like you have to protect the nature of your spirit. That's how I want to say it. So we have Temperance. These are beautiful cards for you here, Virgo. You have Temperance. So I feel like you're able to set your sights on a goal and keep to it. You're going to have balance within that. You're going to have like a steady pace forward. But I am sensing, in order to have this temperance, you have to remove that mask and watch how you speak with people. I'm feeling strongly. Watch how you speak with someone, and watch the overprotectiveness. Like it's going to come across as overprotectiveness. It's not going to come across as caring, and another person won't like it. Almost smothering energy I'm sensing. So maybe someone's doing that to you, but I'm sensing more, Virgo, that you can be doing this to your partner. So that, because the question is, how, what are your red flags? How do you overcome them? In essence, I do feel like you master this right now, though. I'm going to say this. This is a time during the Mercury retrograde that this is showing you where you're exactly like that, and that you're moving past that. You really recognize this. This is a cycle for you to really recognize that red flag. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to speak like that. I'm going to watch it. And if I say something, I'm going to apologize. That kind of thing is what I'm sensing. But I'm also sensing judgment. And as your energy is elevating to higher focuses I feel like spirituality, I want to say, but it's more than that. I mean, the spirituality hits so many different avenues here, Virgo, and that's what I'm seeing. It hit a lot of things, like your money, your love life, your family, your community in and around you, and your own spiritual growth. I feel like you're in a spiritual growth period. Sandpiper spirit, be playful. So yes, don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Be playful. If you find, that Virgo, jokey Virgo is pretty funny. They're pretty witty. They're very great at expressing, their truth. So I feel like there's been a little of you not doing that as of late. So this is the time to be doing that, Virgo. And I'm seeing that you do pull this forth, but just watch you don't slip back into that. That is the caution here with the Sandpiper spirit. So go have fun, be playful. You don't, don't be like, watch the malice in the joke. That's what I'm hearing clearly. Watch the malice in the joke. Joke around, have fun, but do not like be like malicious in your joking. Like, don't say joke things in jest that's going to hurt somebody. Even if you, and don't say, oh, I was just joking. Say, you know what, I'm sorry. I was trying to be funny, but maybe, you know, I really wasn't. Sorry. Oh, or I address the fact that maybe it may be projecting how you want to say it in a passive aggressive way. So that's sort of a red flag for your own self-development, for you to watch. And or there could be someone around you who is doing that to you as well, Virgo. So you may be recognizing it clearly. I feel like if that's the case, you yourself, Virgo, have experienced that and worked through that problem in your lifetime. So you're recognizing it now in others clearly, and you're like, I'm not going to be like that. And so you're growing past that. That's your red flag, is to watch that. So now, oh, we're on Virgo, right? I'm on Virgo, you guys? Is that what I'm on, Virgo? No. I'm on Libra. Sorry. I get like in the energy, I'm all like confused. Okay. Libra. So we have be without malice. What a perfect energy for Libra, the energy of balance. So there may be a slight tendency, Libras, to pay attention to. If you feel this malice, you may also speak out of turn. That's sort of what I'm sensing. You may be also, you may also be in the defensive about something, like, but you have to be. I feel like, Libra, you might have to defend yourself in a very balanced manner. And if you have to defend yourself, I also feel like you're going to speak up. And the other, I feel like, Libra, whatever's, maybe there's a legal situation happening here, but I feel like you are defending yourself. You're speaking up correctly without the malice. So if you have a tendency to be angry at the situation, I feel like you're going to work through that. But the red flag is to make sure you do, and to not bring anger into the situation, or feeling overly feeling like overly like I'm the victim as well. I feel like if you do that, if you're balanced and you express yourself without malice, almost like I feel like somebody's in a court situation here, and you have to speak up and say what somebody did to you that was wrong, but you do it without malice. You do it because you've worked through it emotionally, and you can express it without that bitterness. And people are amazed, and they take your word for it. I am seeing that they're taking your word. And the Four of Pentacles, I feel like if there's finances involved, that you're going to receive some finances here, Libra. It's like the truth comes out, but only when you don't have that malice. That's what I'm seeing very strongly. It seems to be a little bit of a repetitive message, but it's different in each case. We have the frog spirit, clear out the clutter. So you may be finding that your house needs clearing. I feel like, tell you the truth, I feel like your house does need a little bit of clearing. And when you do that, you also address like financial things, like you're making room, I feel, Libra, for the financial goodies coming towards you. There's like some kind of reward I'm sensing, but the only thing standing between you, the red flag, is to watch for is that malice energy. So don't feel bitter about what you've lost, because I feel like if you do and stay focused and in balance, then you're going to get the reward that what has been taken from you is going to be given back to you. And I feel like you know that, but you may feel a little bitter. So just watch that. That's definitely the red flag you're supposed to be watching for. Okay, so Scorpio. Pardon me, everybody. Embrace the feminine. So some of you Scorpios may be dealing with a new relationship, the birth of a relationship, an actual birth or pregnancy. So those of you who don't want that, be cautious, you know. Yeah. So if you want it, congratulations. If you don't, be cautious. But you may be birthing a little bit of a business or a new adventure or a work project. I'm seeing something of that nature, those natures. So let's just see what it is that is the red flag about this. Because that looks pretty good to me there. Scorps is birthing of something new. I feel like definitely new relationship coming in. And I feel a very sensual relationship, a very healthy relationship for you guys. And we have the Fool. So a new beginning, definitely. So I am sensing that maybe some of you have your doubts about this relationship. So watch the naivety, pay attention to spirit. Don't just go and think that everything's going to work out and everything's going to be fine. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of planning. Yes, go on the adventure. Yes, of course, if this is an actual baby, you're going to, I feel like, decide that this is a good thing and a healthy thing, but just watch that you actually have a plan in place. That's the energy that I'm sensing. Watch that you're not just in the essence of joy all the time about it. Whatever it is you're birthing, like I feel like also for those of you who are working with a business, I also feel like you don't need to tell everybody right now. It's just in the very beginning stages. It's not the actual time that your thing is being ready to be born. So there may be other people, the naysayers, can make you feel a little discouraged. So I'm sensing that just watch that a little bit. And even if it's a new relationship, just, let that build a little bit first. Don't just be so readily putting that out there. And I just want to get a little bit of animal spirit guidance for you, Scorpio. Yeah, I feel like just you have connection to spirit, and you're actually very, Scorpio, very connected in and guided, but nothing is wasted. So you have nothing is wasted, and you have all this feminine energy coming in, and then you have the new beginnings. So that's quite an interesting story of what's happening here. I feel like the caution is to not just be naive about things and go off into things. If there is important energies that you're birthing, to be prepared for that birth. It's not here yet. Nothing in the past that you have done, I feel like it has a purpose. There's a purpose at this time of why things have happened in your life. And you may be looking at it like, this is not what I need right now. This is too much for me. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can handle this. That kind of thing. That's what I feel is your obstacle. That's what I'm sensing there, Scorpio. Okay. So we are going to move along into Sagittarian. Saggies. Have you guys had a chance to do your natal charts? If you do, then you are able to get your Sun, Moon, and Venus signs, your Jupiter's, so they each control different areas of your life. And so you'll know where those placements are and what reading to listen to. So for instance, if your Jupiter sign is in certain placement, you want to know more about your money, that's the place where that's the reading you would listen to. You could be, a Sagittarian and then have a Libra Jupiter sign, and so that's the sign that you would listen to for concerning your money. So Sagittarian, what is your obstacle right now? What is your red flag right now to be paying attention to? Whoop. It's like all the cards want to come out, but no. Wash away your burdens. So the red flag is for you to not hang on to past hurts, things that feel too heavy for you to carry at this time. I feel like there's a nurturing. I feel like you're coming out of a dark night of the soul, some of you. You're looking at some prosperity right now. You're looking at some things blooming at some of the projects that you have been working on, Sagittarian. And you're still sort of in that darkness. You still may be liking to hide energy back for a little bit. But I am sensing this. Sagittarius. The sign of ageless wisdom. So understand that when you're starting a project, you already know this. You're here to teach people how to do things. So if you don't get out there and start doing what you want to the full degree, you and teach, and through the teaching, your process, what I'm picking up here is don't just stay in that stagnant energy. Yeah, get up and do something. I feel like the Ten of Swords, this came out inverted. So now's the time. I feel like you've been sort of stuck in some really blocking energies, lots of them in fact, but now's the time that, you know, with Jupiter, I also feel going direct. Now's the time to not just do nothing. Even though this Mercury retrograde is upon us, it's going to actually help you see how you're communicating a little bit deeper with other people, and where you will be able to be more prosperous in that endeavor when you are communicating with people. You're actually tapping in psychically, I'm sensing, to some of their dreams here. That's very interesting, Sagittarius. You're tapping into some of their dreams, and you're truly helping people, other people, transform their burdens as well right now. That's very interesting what you guys are doing with your energy. So let's just see. What is the red flag? Turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. So there may be a sense of stagnancy, of not appreciating that slow pace of what it's taken you. Some of you, I'm feeling, there's been a cycle of 12 years. Some people cycles of 37 years or more. So that's very interesting. And I'm feeling like with this, there's a lot of ancient energy coming forward. So pay attention to your psychic intuition right now, and I feel like the sense is to not do that, to not trust it. So there may be a time that you need to develop and spend time with yourself here, Sagittarian, in order to pay attention to the true forms of what need to come out. I feel like in the collective at the end, this is going to make a little bit more sense with Sagittarians, because it's that they don't want to tell me a whole lot about this other than you are washing away your burdens, and you're not staying stuck in this depressive sort of dark night of the soul energy anymore. And also that don't get too much in it. There's a little bit of process that you have to go through for the next little while. You feel like, hey, you know what, Jupiter's gone direct. I'm going to get a whole bunch of things all that I need right now. I'm going to get everything out. And that's not the way it's going to work. You still have some hard work to do. But now's the time to do it. Now's the time to get all your ducks in a row. That's what I'm sensing. And to be cautious of just staying stagnant and not moving forward in the energy that you want to. So we're going to move into Capricorn here. And the red flag we have, you know, we got malice again. I'm just going to put that back because we're getting too many repetitive cards. I just find it ridiculous how I'm shuffling, and the same cards are absolutely popping out for quite a few signs. And I'm sensing the energy as it comes in that it wants to come out, but I want to get a little different one, so I'm putting it back in. If it comes out again, we'll have to take it. But okay. challenge your perception. So along with that other card, the Malice card, I feel like you're not allowing yourself to have that malice perception. And that's the red flag, that you are challenging your perception. You're not blaming, you're actually in the observing state. When something goes wrong now, I feel here, Capricorn, you're just watching stuff happen. And you're just knowing intuitively, and I feel like you're guided through destiny here to make the correct decision about things. I'm sensing here, Capricorn, that some of you may be dealing with children's issues, either your own or your own childhood issues. You have the Five of Swords, so that I feel like there's great transformation upon you at this time. But it's hidden. Some of the transformation is still hidden. You don't see what the thing is. You're not seeing things from the spirit perception. You're only seeing things from the lower perception. I feel like there's a lot of worry right now with you. But I also sense like a lot of little magical beings. Like you may be feeling like, if you believe in things like this, things like fairies around you, you may be calling them in. The energy of air is light. So you may be, this has been picking up, and I'm not sure why this is for some of you here, but I'm picking up, they're telling me that you're tapping into the Aquarian energy. Maybe it's birthing the Aquarian age, where you're tapping into a little bit lighter, funner energy. And that's the energy of where you need to develop at this time. And so you're going to use maybe humor and that sort of thing to challenge some of your negative perceptions. And the caution is to do that. Challenge your perceptions. Don't get stuck and stagnant in one way of thinking, Capricorn. So what animal spirit oracle do we have here for Capricorn? The lizard spirit, dream the world into being. So on the astral plane, you may be having some dreams and some visions about what you want to come forth. I feel like it's a great time of transformation, and you need to challenge what you are wanting to create. Don't just stay stuck in one thing. That's what I'm sensing. That's the caution, is to don't stay stuck in one thing. So now we have Aquarius. So how's everybody doing on this Wednesday night? Good? Yeah? Let go of the old. All I hear is, I've been trying to do that for so long. So you may be stuck in some prideful energy, but also, interestingly, like, you know, when a peacock is showing its feathers, it's like a little prideful. It's like this, you know, fanning its own flames. But be cautious of that energy. But I'm sensing here strongly that on the end of that fanning of the flames, you see, it's like, it's a reflection for people to see. And those eyes that are in those feathers are protecting you from, I feel like people are jealous. That's what I'm sensing. There's jealousy around you. There's some friends around you that may be a little jealous. So maybe watch how you're conducting yourself. I don't know why that's coming up. Maybe someone's watching you. The red flag is that there's someone around you of importance that may not see things correctly about you. Aquarius may have assumptions about you. So, but I feel like you do something in public where during the Mercury retrograde where you have a strong opinion about it, and it may not come out as you would like to this other person. But I do feel like there's a strong point in your perception, but I feel like it may be a stubborn way of thinking here, Aquarius. That's what I'm sensing. There's a stubborn way of thinking. So If you find yourself in being stubborn, I feel like you're pretty good about it. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm being a little stubborn. I also feel like if you let go of this cycle, the warning is the next 12 years, you're going to have peace. And look at the dove spirit comes out. You know, be peace. I feel like you are peace. You can, what may look like detachment is actually peace for you here, Aquarius. That's a very interesting energy coming in for you. So don't you have a lot of winged energy around here. I feel like watch a little bit of your pride, but at the same time, when you express yourself from true spirit, then that peaceful energy comes in. But just watch that you're not being too prideful at this time and unwilling to look at a different perception. And I feel like there's someone trying to explain something to you, but you're not really seeing it. So that's what the red flag is to watch for. Okay. So I'm going to move along here into okay, Pisces. What are the red flags here for Pisces? What do the oracle cards say for Pisces? Whoop. Pardon me, dealing with a little cold, so I apologize for all the coughing. I feel like there are some sacrifices that you're going to have to make and you don't want to here, Pisces, and you're really fighting it. And I feel like you've been fighting it for a while. But I also feel like this, the caution is this, the red flag is if you don't deal with it, you're going to be dealing with it for a very long time. And I don't think you want to continue that any further of what you're doing. So that, I feel, is what the caution is here, Pisces. Whoop. Let's go a little deeper to see what a little bit of guidance we have, a little bit further into what it is that you're dealing with. The Tower. You have the Tower that pops out. So you may be contending with some paperwork, I'm sensing. Possibly some debt. I'm feeling some debt here, Pisces. But I'm also sensing, interestingly, that what you don't know here is that you have support from the angelic side. And I feel like what you're fearing is not real. It's like you just made this, you just didn't do anything because it kept putting you in fear. I also feel like the person that has done this to you or have since, has created this destruction around you, I feel very strongly that they have to face their music, and you are now not allowing this person to manipulate you any further, Pisces. Good for you, because that's a very strong, I feel a very strong pull here. I feel like they have something over you that is very important to you that you have been manipulated with. And you're now saying, I'm no longer the victim. I am taking this tower down. I'm taking the situation down. I'm seeing this for what it is, and I'm not letting someone manipulate me. That's what the red flag is. And you know it when it's happening. And to keep peace, you've said nothing. So you have the fox spirit. Think on your feet. There's going to be opportunities for you here, for you to actually go through this process with ease. That's what I'm sensing here, Pisces. Now's the time that when you walk through it, it'll happen with ease. But be cautious that you don't get too cunning and manipulative with your energy, because that will be the destruction of you and your finances won't balance. That's the test right now. I'm feeling that very strongly for you. So I want to go into a little further for the collective consciousness about the red flags. I'm going to pull out the Rider-Waite Tarot, and I'm going to give us a shuffle to see here what is the red flag for all of us collectively, for all the signs What is the energies that we need to be contenting with and watching for? Temperance is what's come out for the first card. So we need to balance ourselves and our views. It seems to be a little bit of a theme running through for all signs, but in different aspects. So I am seeing that we need to watch our temperament, our temperance. Look at juggling our emotions. Look at, this is about juggling our emotions. We need to juggle our emotions correctly, and our finances is something else that most people are going to have to contend with in the next little while. I feel like there's a balancing out of it, and I feel like there's divine intervention for many of us at this time that are experiencing, trying to balance out very important issues like relationships, and I'm even seeing marriages come into balance. I feel like some of you are dealing with somebody who's really not well, and that comes into balance in the next little while. So that's a really happy news coming in. So some of the things that we talked about in your individual signs, if you were able to like really address those things, these things are going to be the result of the good karma that's going to come in during the Mercury retrograde. So that's very powerful for us. And I want to take out the romance angels here and see what advice for the collective for us further to balance out. So those of you who are having rocky emotional energies, I feel like having playful energy, the angelic guidance is to have a little bit of playful energy and to balance that anger out or those suppressed feelings out so that it doesn't come out in a negative aspect. They're asking you to keep an open mind. This whole reading, I was sort of sensing that as well. There's maybe some people who are watching that having no idea how this is going to fit into their life in this next little while. Or they may even feel like, I don't think this reading's for me. I'm sensing a lot of that. But the angelic energies are asking you to keep an open mind. I feel like if you were to go back and watch this, like even in a couple of weeks' time, you'll have a better understanding of the things that I'm talking about. You're going to see where it applies in your life. I'm definitely sensing that. So watch this video again. Don't leave that. Like within this next month, come back after the month even. You go back and you see, you're going to see how much what I'm talking about has interacted within your life. Okay. You're not going to believe what came out. So the first thing was religious factors and pay attention to the red flags. I'm like, what? So some of you may be very dogmatic in your thinking right now. You may be thinking, I'm right. This is the way it is. I'm going to do this. So the next one underneath is heart conversations and chemistry. So I feel like the red flags are here to watch the dogmaticness, to keep an open mind, to avoid over emotional turmoil energy. Allow yourself to feel energy, but then let it go through you. Do not hang on to that emotional. You're going to create emotional baggage. That's what I'm sensing. And I want to pull out these special little gypsy cards that I have. Look how tiny they are in my hand. They're like the size of the palm of my hand for real. So I was sensing earlier with the Witch's Tarot that the gypsy cards wanted to come out too. So I feel like they have a little magic for us. Gypsies are very special people. They work on the astral plane to a great degree and can manipulate energy for us for the better. So the card that pops out is the Lovers. So this is all going to be affecting most people's relationships. So in turn, that will affect your finances. So everything that I'm talking about here at this time seems to be a balancing of the opposites. So the Lovers card or the Gemini card or Gemini or the Lovers card, that is representing opposites. So we are connecting on this earth plane, opposites attract. So in the spiritual plane, it's the twin energy of Gemini. I am feeling more male presence. So the male aspect is going to be maybe more forward in their love approaches. So the things that I'm relating that we talked about, being more forward or putting your foot forward at the best time to avoid some of the pitfalls of failure, just watch some of those red flags so that you can put your best foot forward. That's what I'm sort of sensing at this time. And through Mercury retrograde is there as a mirror for us so that we can work out where we may have issues with communication of all sorts, within relationships, within work, within legal situations where you need to clarify. I'm sensing quite a few legal situations. And the emotional balance of energies is extremely important at this time as well through that process. So don't hang on to it. Don't get, because you know, when you hang on to it, it's going to come out and bubble up, obviously somewhere. So these are the areas of where they will bubble up in the next little while. So that's where the angelic energies are asking you to be a little cautious. So I'm going to pull out one more card here because I feel like it's kind of hanging here. I'm going to pull out the Moonology deck. So I feel like people are asking when. I'm not sure why what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing who's asking that, but I'm hearing from this room specifically actually when. So let's see when for this group and people who are paying attention to this. When, maybe when do you need to pay attention to these red flags? Luck is on your side, the new moon in Sagittarius. So I'm not exactly sure at this. So the new moon is, I believe it's in Sagittarius. No, it's not in Sagittarius. But I'll have to look it up. I just can't quite see it exactly right now on my calendar. But I will look it up and I will put it in the comments below. So for those of you who are looking for a specific time, it's when the new moon's in Sagittarius. So the next new moon in Sagittarius, I'll definitely look that up, the date, and I'll pin it up down below. And I'll timestamp this a little so you guys can flip around. If you guys know your natal chart and birth time, then you can flip around to the different videos that are applicable to your sign placements, okay? So I hope that was helpful for you. And if you guys have any further questions or want to book a reading, a private reading, then you may do so through my email, etc. And also post all that information down below. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll talk to you again. Bye for now, everyone.